Alrighty, ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Thursday, January the 27th, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. This Victory Thursday, by the way, as the Gamecocks find themselves now 3-4 in SEC play. Feels good to be good, guys. Got a lot to get into. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. Of course, as always, I am Chris Phillips, your host of the Daily Crow of the Spurs Up Show. Again, appreciate you all tuning in. I see Brendan M. I see John. Let's see, Travi, Courtney, what's going on? Appreciate y'all. Also, for the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to the TDC Questions channel, to be sure that your questions are answered. Again, guys, I got a lot to get into. Appreciate you all tuning in. Twan Love Kiggs, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate y'all. Sincerely, man. Hey, feels good to be good. Great day to have a day. Again, I know we've got a lot to talk about. My guy, Skyland, what's up? Before we do, though, I want to tell you about our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies, but switching sides. Both worked at larger law firms where they represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not a line item or a number. You're a real human being, and you should be treated as such. They're a small boutique law firm that treats the clients like family. Guys are going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. Been involved in any type of action, no matter what it is, the last thing that you should be dealing with, worrying about, dealing with paperwork, the insurance company, etc. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. Again, guys, let them take care of everything for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami's in Columbia, Curtis in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Guys, give them a call today in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in their Somerville location, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, your one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, that's our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Guys, what's going on? Feels good to be good. It feels good to be wrong, by the way. Feels good to be wrong. I missed the mark badly on last night's ball games. The Gamecocks actually get the W. I shouldn't have trusted my gut. My gut led me astray, but you know what? Sometimes it happens. You make a lot of predictions. It is what it is. Sometimes you miss. Sometimes when shooters shoot, sometimes shooters miss. But sometimes when shooters shoot, sometimes they make. I got to be honest, guys, I can't believe that we got off to such a pitiful start again and still found a way to win the game. I like it's baffling. It's beyond comprehension for me that we were able to overcome that. But I want to take a moment here before we get going, because there's a lot to break down, a lot to dissect, a lot of things I want to dive into. I want to take a moment to just give a quick shout out and a kudos. I don't know how the rest of this season is going to play out. I've said my piece on what I think needs to happen in regard to the future of Gamecocks basketball if things continue to go the way that we think they're going to go in this season. But I do want to take a moment to say, despite all that, outside of that, what South Carolina has done these last two games, finding a way where, you go back to the 10-minute mark or so in the second half of the Georgia game last Saturday. Season could have completely spun out of control at that moment when you were down 8 or 9 points or so to Georgia. Instead, since then, this team has found a way to rally around one another, to fight, scratch, and claw, to do everything it could to assure victory, and it's paid off. So again, things could have went haywire. Things could have went astray. We've never doubted the fight, the effort, and the resiliency of Frank Martin coach teams, Frank Martin coach players. So take a moment, tip your cap, give your kudos. I don't know where the rest of this season's going. Again, I've said my piece on the future of Gamecocks basketball, but kudos to those guys for rallying around one another, blocking out the outside noise from people like yours truly, and getting a big couple of dubs the last couple of games. Let's see if you can carry that into College Station this weekend, but give kudos where kudos is deserved. Great job by all those involved to, rally the troops and get two very, very much needed wins on your home floor. Now, again, what does that mean for the future? Where does a win like last night take you necessarily? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's a program-defining win by any means. Again, you've beaten two teams you were supposed to beat. You've beaten two teams you were supposed to beat. This weekend, really intriguing game. We'll talk about that on the podcast tomorrow and, of course, on the Daily Crow, but a really, really intriguing game because Texas A&M, you could argue they need to win more than you do. Sitting at 4-3 in conference play. They've lost 3 in a row in SEC play. They're at home, sort of backs against the wall type feeling. If A&M's season's going to go the right direction, they got to beat South Carolina, bottom line. So we'll see what happens. But again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Do want to hear from you all here on this Thursday, a beautiful Thursday, by the way, in Florida. It is warmer, like 75 degrees or so. Connor Lee says, chance of snow tomorrow. That sounds absolutely terrible. What am I coming back to? I will be back in town Saturday afternoon. Is it really going to be, let's see. Is it really going to snow in Cola this weekend? Is that really going to happen? Let's see. Weather in Columbia, high of 54 Friday, 41 Saturday. I don't know. I'm not seeing the snow or anything. It's going to be cold as can be, though. All right, let's jump to the phone lines real quick. Got a call. Skyland, what's going on, my guy? How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Hey, the win is, or the fun is in the winning. So, listen, I know I picked us to lose, and I had my doubts, to be totally honest with you. I had my doubts, but hey, a big brain works yet again. So every time I pick us to lose, seems like we win. So maybe I need to just go on record and start picking us to lose every game. I don't know.
Your wins are only versus Vandy and Georgia. Probably the lower tier of the SEC.
I agree. Hey, listen, I agree. But I look at it this way, Skyland. I said it after I left the game against Georgia. Somebody saying, oh, it's just Georgia. Don't be excited. Don't be happy. Like, I don't know how many more times we're going to get to celebrate victory. So let's enjoy it, because once you get out of this week and the schedule toughens up again, we've already shown we're more than capable of going on another losing streak. So, I enjoy all the victories, big and small, man. You kind of have to.
This Saturday is very winnable, but you can't get to a bad start again.
No, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, it's shocking to me that South Carolina's been able to overcome it back-to-back games. I don't know what it is. I don't know why we can't get off to better starts. I don't know what clicks in the locker room or in the second half that makes us. I will say this. I definitely think, and shout out to all those who went to the game last night, I think being at home, having the home fans to sort of get fired up and rally around. Yeah, you can't go on the road and do that. You can't go on the road and fall behind and be down double digits at half and expect to win. You can't do it. So
let's just talk about how big Saturday is for this basketball team to pick up a dub, to go 4-4 before you get Mississippi State, Tennessee, Kentucky. Because if you lose Saturday and you're sitting at 3-5, and you play your next 3, more than likely you're sitting at 3-8 in the SEC. So this week, this Saturday is huge for this basketball team to get a win.
Yeah, no, it's huge. I mean, it's crazy, too, to think, man, as bad as our start was, we've actually got an opportunity to get to 500 in SEC play, which I wasn't sure was possible, about a week or so ago. So, you got to have it. You got to have it. Yeah.
How good is Mississippi State in basketball?
I mean, I wouldn't call them one of the elites, but they're solid. They're solid for sure. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you I've watched a ton of Mississippi State basketball this year, but I would say they're kind of one of those middle tier, just kind of in the middle, sort of like us. I mean, we're sort of a notch below that, but they're just sort of a middle tier team. I mean, I wouldn't put them up with the Tennessees and the Kentuckys and the Auburns or anything like that. But
if you can go 5-4 and face Tennessee, Kentucky, and go 5-6 and go back home versus Georgia, go to the road, go to Georgia at 6-6, I call that a success.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I'd agree. So
it's not doubtable. Now, I know Kentucky's going to be out of the question, and Tennessee's probably going to be out of the question, and But if you go in the next two games and if you not let these next two games slip away, you might do something.
Yeah, I mean, you came into this week, man. You knew you had to go 3-0, at minimum 2-1, but really you needed to go 3-0. Of course, you had to take advantage of Georgia and Vandy at home, and then again, going on the road in the SEC, it's tough, and I think that's certainly a storyline around this game Saturday is that South Carolina, we have not been good on the road. I mean, just call it what it is. We have not been great on the road. Our one true road win this year was at Vanderbilt by 2 points. So it's in our other games, we lost to Clemson by double digits. We lost to Coastal by double digits, and we lost to Arkansas by double digits. So can this team go out and prove that it can play well on the road and get a much-needed victory? So we'll see. I mean, A&M's got quality players. I mean, heck, people forget they started out SEC play 4-0. So, it's not like they're a bunch of scrubs, and they got some good players, but they're on a cold streak. And again, it's I'll tell you, if A&M, as I said earlier, if A&M's going to have the type of season they want to have, they've got to beat us. So it's a really intriguing game of teams that absolutely desperately need wins. Absolutely desperately need wins. So,
even though with the winning, I think Frank Martin's term has still ran its course due to the fact that because the game has changed dramatically, and it's just not his style of game anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
it ain't like we beat Floridas or the Kentuckys or Tennessees or the Auburns. I just feel like it's just run its course. It's slow. It's not trending up. It's not trending down either. It's just at a standstill. This is where I just. I
mean, Skyland, we're at this point at least sitting at 3-4. I mean, we're having a pretty typical South Carolina year under Frank Martin. Are we or are we not?
Yes.
I mean, it's not like with Frank Martin we just lose every game. That's not what happens. What happens is, again, we go about 500 or so, maybe a tick below, about 500 or so, and we miss the tournament. And we have some good wins. We have some bad losses. It's a mixed bag of results, and that's what happens. It's not like we lose every game, but it's just to what point do you say, okay, like we're doing the same thing over and over and over again? Nobody's saying the guy's, again, a terrible coach or anything like that, but is this the ceiling? Have we peaked? And, again, this week's been fun, beating Georgia, beating Vandy. Long season, a lot of ball to go, man. So, I unfortunately feel if you lose to Texas A&M, all those fuzzy feelings are gone. And it's back to, we're terrible again, fire Frank Martin, season's a wash, nobody's paying attention, unfortunately. It goes back to that, and I don't want to see that happen. I want to see us win all of them, win the rest of them. But, we're on pace. I mean, listen, we're on pace for a pretty normal Frank Martin type of year. So
let me ask you this legitimate question, because you know how I feel about baseball this year.
Yeah.
If baseball goes as bad as I predict, okay, because I'm a big baseball guy and I love the Arcos, and I want fans to be like, oh, he's so negative about baseball. I just don't see baseball being good. If baseball goes bad,
what do you think our SEC record's going to be? Because you got to think we're going to be really bad to miss the postseason. I mean, you can go 13-17 and get in the freaking postseason.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I got us winning 4 or 5 series at the most.
Okay, so around that mark though, 12-13 conference wins.
Well, I got us winning the first 2 series. And I just got in the SEC. I just got to beat Kentucky and Missouri.
Okay, all right. And, I mean, hey, prediction's a prediction. I love it. Beauty's in the banter. Whatever. I mean,
I hope I'm wrong.
I'm gonna go through series by series and break it down and give my record prediction the week of opening day, and we'll go from there. But the floor is open, man, for all the predictions. So you might be right. Who knows? We got a lot of question marks. I mean,
I want to explain myself. I want to explain myself right fast. Every Friday and Saturday, you're going to have a legitimate chance to win. You just are. Now, let's not forget, you're going against their Friday and Saturday guy, too.
Right.
So our Friday and Saturday guys not going to win every Friday and Saturday game. They're going to drop some. Because their teams are trying, if you're facing their ace, you're facing their second guy, they're trying to win just like Will Sanders and Julian Boston's trying to win. But the questions in the bullpen, the returning guys with the high ERAs, the new guys, the JUCOs, just too many question marks to sit here and say, hey, we're going to have a successful year. Can the offense lead the pitching, just like pitching led the offense last year? That's my only concern. That's my only.
Right. Those are fair concerns. I think you can. I'll tell you this. I think you can look at it that way. I think you can also look at it on the other side that, hey, I think our lineup's going to be a lot better. A lot. I mean, think of how, and it's no disrespect because I loved watching Davey Doubles, Davey Dingers, David Mendham play. Brendan Malone, I was high on. The third base position was a mess. Jeff Heinrich had some clutch hits, but, it was all. Think of how much exponentially you have improved at first and third with Belk and Madden. And, we all loved George Khalil. Can Braswell be any worse swinging the stick than Khalil was? So, I think we're going to be a lot better swinging the bat. I really do. I don't, I know you lose Brady Allen and you lose Wes Clark, who was a lot of fun to watch, and the home runs are great, but I think we're gonna score in different ways. We're gonna be more consistent. I think we're gonna be more productive. Again, man, you can't hit worse than you did last year in SEC play. You hit like 220. You can't hit worse than that. You literally can't. So
Colin Burgess, no offense to Colin Burgess, because I love the kid, but he can't be your batting average lead.
I don't think he will. No offense to him. I don't think he will.
He did last year. He led the team in batting average in SEC play.
Was it him? I thought it was Eister, but you might be right. Yeah, it was right at the top.
Eister. I love Eister, but he's either hot or cold. He's nowhere in between.
Eister hit 300 in SEC play. I don't know how people forget that, but he did. So, he's a stick. He's a legit stick. I'm very confident he'll have a good year. So.
When are you coming back home?
I'll be back Saturday.
You going to the scrimmages Sunday?
I will definitely be there Sunday, yes. I hate I'm missing the ones Friday, Saturday, but obviously out of town. But, yeah, I'll definitely be there Sunday, no doubt.
I'll definitely be there next week.
Gotcha.
Now, I want the Gamecocks to win. I want the Arcocks to win. I want them to win every series, but will they? I don't know.
I'll say this. I don't think you have to preface making a realistic prediction with you want them to win. It's like no shit. We all want them to win. Want them to win every game, but predictions are predictions.
There's just too many question marks. But it can go both ways, Chris. It could be, well, you know what? All these new pitchers are absolutely dogs, and they pitch the hearts out, and they win, and they shut down the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be, all right, they're just not good enough.
Right.
So, who knows? That's why they play on the field, buddy.
That's it.
That's why I'm a fan, and I'm not an expert.
Hey, 22 days, we'll start to find out. We'll start to get those answers. So
I can't wait. I'll be there all weekend. I can't wait. I'll love every minute of it, win or lose, because I just love Gamecocks. So.
Yeah, going to be a ton of fun, man. I can't wait.
All right, boss man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. I'll hit you up. Appreciate you. Good stuff, man. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We are continuing to take your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. By the way, I'll tell you this. I don't know if it was a full moon last night or it's because I picked the Gamecocks to lose, but my mentions across all of social media were a mess. I mean, a mess of people chirping yours truly. And I love it. I love it. I mean, again, the beauty's in the banter. You get in the position that I'm in, that we're in. It's cool to be hated to a degree. It's cool to be chirped at, to be trolled, if you will. But it was coming from all angles. I had my guy Steven Garcia heckling me on the Instagram. I don't know. Old Roach Blood. Roach Blood giving me a hard time. It is what it is. We love it. We love it. We absolutely love it. So, let's see. Key says, I think we depend on the jump shot too much. We have bigs. We need to use them more. I would agree. I would actually agree with you. Brian McGuffey says, I can't remember the last time I missed watching a basketball game, but this year's and last year's team have been some of the worst basketball I think I've ever seen. Tripping, falling, dribbling off feet, dropping passes, passing the ball to the other team. It is crazy. And yet we found a way to win. Thomas Walker, a mixed bag of okayness. Yeah, I think that's actually a really, really good way to put it. I think that's a really good way to put it. Pete Hawk says, I can smell Founders Park in the Brews. Indeed. Phil, what's going on, Phil? Appreciate you. Excited, Phil, for the Ruckin' Roosters show. Excited for the Ruckin' Roosters show to drop tomorrow. Gamecock Rugby, our conversation. Really, really good stuff. So, yeah, it looks like Kingston said Hicks, Hall, and some others could figure into that third starter role, the Sunday role. Seitler could be the top midweek guy. And again, guys, the beauty of baseball, this thing is going to shuffle around a lot. I mean, we're going to learn. Guys are going to earn roles, steal jobs. It's going to be fun. That's the beauty of the non-conference in those first couple of weeks and kind of figuring out who your dudes are. So, figuring out who your dudes are. Let's see. Let's see. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, everything else. Yeah, great win last night, though. Feels good to be wrong. Feels good to be wrong. Let's see. Ryan Wright, Frank is going to win just enough to keep his job, but not enough for postseason. Hashtag mediocrity. And yeah, listen, I had somebody in my mentions this morning talking about, because I posted something, tweeted something about win Saturday, you can salvage the season, if you will. And somebody mentioned, oh, you've already called for Frank to be fired. What are you talking about salvage the season? Well, number one, when I say salvage the season, I'm not really talking about making the tournament. Like, I'm really just talking about this thing, respectability. I'm not talking about going to the postseason, right? I think that is – I don't think that's realistic. I'd love to be wrong. God, I'd love to be – I would love nothing more than to be covering South Carolina in March Madness. That would be great. That would be awesome. That would be great. I would love to see that. Again, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place because you're in year 10. You've made the tournament once. We got a lot of – this thing will play itself out. Again, I don't think there's gray area, guys. I don't think there's gray area. You either make the tournament this year or you don't, and you make a decision on the future from there. I don't think there's gray area. 2 wins over Georgia and Vandy. Do they fix what has been broken? I don't know that they do. I really don't. But right now in this moment, it feels good to be good. It feels good to be victorious. It feels good to win. By the way, go to tsus.store. Use the promo code SHOOTERSHOOT until midnight tonight to get 20% off your purchase, thanks to another Gamecocks victory. But, overall, I mean, again, I think it's black and white, guys. I don't think there's any gray area. I think you either make the tournament or you don't, and you make a decision from there, bottom line. So, Key says, is Will the number one starter? Yes. Will be the Friday night guy. It'll be Sanders on Friday, Bosnick on Saturday. Sunday is TBD, is up in the air. So Sunday is still up in the air and really excited to start breaking it down, man. I honestly hate that I'm not going to be at the scrimmages tomorrow and Saturday, but I will be out there on Sunday. Very excited to get back out to the yard and watch the boys and, just get sort of a glimpse of our team. And we will have, by the way, takeaways from the scrimmages via the Big Cock Club. So go join the Big Cock Club today. Patreon.com/Big Cock Club. And you can get all access to that. Courtney Washington says, if Frank finishes with a winning record, the program will have 7 out of the 8 last winning seasons, something that hasn't been done since the 50s. Courtney, that's fantastic. Where's the banner for it in CLA? Again, I really do have empathy for Frank Martin because, Courtney, like what you just pointed out is awesome. Nobody's taking that away. But all fans care about is making the tournament. If you don't make the tournament this year and you bring Frank Martin back, I'm sorry, but you just tell everybody you just don't give a shit about winning. You don't care about going to the tournament. I mean, again, that's where it's tough, though, because I know Frank will point to that. And you're right. Like, Frank Martin has leveled up Gamecock basketball since he's gotten here. But do you think he's got another level up in him? Like, is there another level to this program under his leadership? That's all I'm asking. I mean, those records are great. But, the amount of wins you have in SEC play and over 500, who gives a shit? And Courtney Washington says, when has Carolina made the tournament on a consistent basis? Never. But, Courtney, does that mean they should just shut down the program and never try? I mean, you tell me. Do this for me. Tell me what my my year in, year out expectations of South Carolina basketball should be? Just tell me. Tell me. What should they be? Should we even have dreams or aspirations of the tournament, or should we just say my goals for Gamecocks basketball this year, as long as we have fun, that's the only expectation, the only goal. That's it. Again, I'm not saying you got to make the tournament every year. Nobody's saying that. High expectations and standards are not a bad thing. Having no expectations and no standards, that's a curse. That's not good for a program. Well, we have never made the tournament on a consistent basis, so we can't really expect to ever do it. I mean, nobody dislikes Frank Martin here. Nobody does. Nobody dislikes Frank. I think everybody would love Frank to be the guy that we get to making the tournament 3 to 4 times a decade. I think that's all we're asking for. Is that fair? Is 3 times a decade fair? I mean, I know it's tough, but I think at South Carolina, you have all the resources and fan support. Believe it or not, I think you have the fan support. You have the facilities, whatever. So, I mean, again, I hate to harp on it after a win. I do. But that's what everybody wants to bring up. I mean, when I said fire Frank Martin like 2 weeks ago, nobody was opposed. So let's not act like I'm all of a sudden I'm some trendsetter and I'm saying something nobody else is believing in. Just nobody else is willing to step up and step out and actually just say it. But everybody thinks it. Everybody agreed. So I'm happy we won last night. I hope we win all the rest of them. I hope we go on how many games we got left? We got 11 SEC games. Hope we win them all. Go on an 11-game winning streak, go to the tournament. Martin's retained, gets a 10-year extension, and away we go with the basketball program. I just want to go into a basketball season with, like, real expectations. That's it. That's it. So, and again, this is why I don't know if you guys remember this last year. I said that Frank Martin would be best to just walk away. Go take another job because guess what? The expectations this year are, and at least should be, tournament or bust. And yeah, you're right. At South Carolina, that's a tough ask. That's a tough ask. All right, let's jump to the phone lines here. Robbie, what's up, my friend? How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad the weather's better for you over there in Florida.
Yeah, it's really nice, man. It's like 70 or so outside. Definitely going to hit the beach right after the Daily Crow. So I'm looking forward to it.
Right after the Daily Crow, you're gonna put on your swimsuit and go to the beach. Like that sounds like a good idea.
Big facts.
But again, like I said in the last game before last night, the first half was like horrible, played like trash, and then for some reason, shortly after the 10-minute mark, we started hitting the gas and playing how I figured we can play on a consistent basis, but we have not done that. And I noticed this while watching the basketball game last night. Our bigs were bigger than Vanderbilt's. Why in the hang were they out-rebounding us?
That's a fair question that I wish I had the answer to, Robbie. I truly don't know.
If it was me, I'd be like, look, I know for a fact you two are bigger than the two bigs over here. So if I don't see y'all grabbing rebounds like a freaking vacuum, I'm going to bench both of you. I mean, the size difference was insane. I mean, Gray is like was two times bigger than the center for Vanderbilt. He should have been getting rebounds almost every time. He was in the first half. He was getting obliterated.
Almost like there's a reason he transferred from LSU, huh? I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I trust me. It's befuddling to me as it is to you. So.
And I had no idea that your boy Stevenson had bunny for feet. Whenever he dunked last night, I looked at the TV and I was like, did he really just dunk? I didn't think he was a dunker, but I looked at the TV and shocked.
Dunkers do dunk, my guy. Yeah, it was crazy. That was awesome. I lost it.
But and like I told you yesterday, I feel like if we, I told you, I think I told you this yesterday and a couple of days ago. I feel like the way our team is, if we can muddy the game up, we can beat anybody. But the problem is, we turn the ball over too much, and we foul way too dadgum much.
Right.
Before the first half was over, Bryant had 3 fouls.
I mean, Robbie, we do the same thing we've been doing for 10 years. I mean, I don't think anything is like – I see people on – that's the funniest thing, dude. I'm not saying don't articulate the game, break down the game, critique. Definitely, that's what I do. But it's so funny. Like, I see people tweeting and commenting and saying things. Why are we shooting this way? Why are we doing it? I'm like, because that's what we've always done. Like, why are you surprised?
Right.
We are what we are. It's okay. It's okay.
Right.
But we are.
I mean,
like, we're going to foul a lot. We're going to muddy games up.
Right.
Like, that's just what we do. That's what we do. That's who we
Yeah,
are. That's our calling card. Hey, we that's it. We have an identity, and we stick to it.
Yeah. And our even whenever we had Devin Downey and Sam Frederick and Sam Muldrow, we just played the exact same way we're playing right now.
Yeah.
It's nothing different.
Nobody's saying that's a bad thing. Nobody's saying it's a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing. Can we get to the next level doing that? I don't know. That's the question. So I just don't know. Maybe we can.
And like I got and Scottie Pippen Jr. had 24 points before at halftime. I was like, I said it earlier today. I said it earlier today. If he goes off, we're screwed. And he had 24 points at halftime.
Yeah, dude's a baller. Unfortunately, he's all they got for Vandy, but he is a baller. He is a baller for sure. So, but feels good to be good, man. Either way, I can't believe you overcame a terrible start again, but and you certainly can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That can't become a trend. But you know what? At home, you rallied around each other and found a way to get the W. And like I said earlier, man, I tip my cap to all those guys because you could have easily just mailed it in and woe is me, start hanging the head, have bad body language, all that. And you found a way. So kudos to all those involved, man.
Yeah, we found a way to win. Got it done. That yesterday's done. Now we got to get ready for the next one, and just keep. And we got to get. There's just there have been a lot of consistencies in the last couple of years. A lot of inconsistency. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that every team, I feel like every team at some point in a season deals with is turning the ball over too much. Only problem is when it comes to us, we do it way too often. In the second half, we only had one turnover, but we caused like 10 of them.
Yeah, that's a good recipe for winning. Very good recipe to win.
And we just build off of last night. Go into this next game and win the next one, and then who knows? But we might get lucky and win the next couple. Who knows?
Hey, all you can do is win the next one.
But like I said before,
all you can do is win the next one.
But and like I've told you before, the only people that are standing in their way is themselves whenever they mess up like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The reason is because they keep getting in their own way is why we're playing so poorly in the first half. just go out there and be loose and have fun and just don't look at don't think about the score. Don't think about anything. Just go out there, do your job, get it done, and let's get out of here with a W and we can celebrate in the locker room.
Wise words from Coach Davis, as always. Wise words from Coach Davis.
Like if it was me, I'd be like, look, I don't give a crap if we're up by 20 or down by 20. Don't look at the scoreboard. Keep fighting. Keep scrapping. Keep playing hard. But try not to foul, for God's sake. You foul too dang much.
We do foul a lot. You are correct. We do foul a lot.
And especially whenever we got Bryant and all the other, and Kusnard, I feel like part of me kind of sort of feels like Kusnard tries a little too hard sometimes, and he just doesn't let the game come to him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just let the game come to you, because eventually you'll start hitting your stride, and then you'll start making baskets, and you'll cause turnovers, and we'll go on a run. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. But just build off of this and just go from there.
You got me ready to run through a brick wall, Robbie. You know that?
Well, don't do it. You'll hurt yourself. I don't want to have to come visit you in the hospital and be like, why'd you do it?
I got you. I promise I won't. I will refrain, but that's how I feel inside.
But and I like we definitely gotta get better at passing. Our passing last night was awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah.
But like I've said, like you've said, we found a way to win. We got it done. Last night's behind us. Get ready for the next one. Win the next one. Have a 24-hour mentality. Celebrate for 24 hours, then get ready for the next one. Once the 24 hours is up, you're getting ready for the next one.
Yep, they all get bigger when you win. So, I mean, Saturday's huge, man. A&M's lost 3 in a row. They're on their home floor. I mean, you think about it. What are they thinking? They're thinking, we can't lose to South Carolina. We can't lose to South Carolina.
They've lost, what, 3 in a row, you said?
3 in a row in SEC play. They're 4-3. They won their first 4.
And we're playing at home? Oh, Lord. Yeah, they're going to definitely – I feel they're definitely going to come out and –
They're going to be a little bit – they're going to be a little bit desperate. It's going to take a valiant effort.
You don't want to play
I'll say that.
You're playing a desperate team, that's not good.
Right.
Because if you're playing a team that's desperate and you don't play to your A game and you don't play to your best, that team that's desperate will run you out of the gym.
Mm. Indeed. Indeed they will. Well, I'm looking forward to it, man. I think you beat Georgia, you beat Vandy, good wins at home, games you were supposed to win. How this team plays on the road is what I'm really intrigued to see. Again, you've struggled on the road. You've won one true road game, and it was at Vanderbilt by 2 points, and the others you got blown out. So can we get off to a better start and play a full 40 minutes? I think playing a full 40 minutes is definitely a key in that game, and make it 3 in a row and get, all of a sudden you're at 500 SEC play with, here you are. You got an opportunity with 10 games to go. What do you do? Can you go over 500 and make a serious push to the tournament and postseason play? So it's going to be fun, if nothing else. It will be fun to watch.
We just need to stay focused on what we can control, worry about what we can control, take care of business, and go on a daggum winning streak. We got to build off of this. We've won 2 in a row. I want to see 3 in a row.
Facts. Facts. Get on a winning streak. Indeed. I agree with that 110%. Parlay positive momentum. Parlay positive momentum.
And like I said yesterday, or a couple days ago, or yesterday, I can't remember when I said it. But whenever you hit rock bottom, the only way to go is up.
That's it. No, like I said, man, it'll be a fun one Saturday.
It'll be a fun one.
It'll
Absolutely.
be a fun one. I've got mixed feelings on it. Again, we'll talk about it more in depth tomorrow. But feels good to at least get those wins at home, man. It's you needed them both. You had to win them. You were supposed to win them, and you did. So the way you did it was crazy,
right.
But you still got the job done either way. So
right. All right, man. You have a great rest of your day, okay?
Robbie, appreciate you, my friend. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. I'm sure we'll talk tomorrow.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Later. All right, buddy. Bye-bye. Good stuff. Robbie Davis, friend of the show. Phil, I know you tried to – shame on Phil for trying to call in and call in mid-Robbie call. Come on, Phil. Put some respect on Robbie Davis and his call. You know it happens on a daily basis. Got to take turns here. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Again, hey, you know what? Let's just enjoy the fact we won the game. Gamecocks are 3-4 now in SEC play. And, some would say that I was being a hater and I was doubting our team. Maybe a big brain was working. I don't know. I mean, again, I will say, again, when you make as many predictions as I do, you're going to be wrong a fair amount. And, I like being wrong in that instance. I do, man. I want us to win every single game. So all you can do is call it like you see it. And, again, this team, after, I'll be honest, after that first half, I was like, this thing's done. Same as I felt after Georgia, really. And somehow, some way, I don't know what it is. You're a second-half team, and that's my biggest takeaway today. This just must be a second-half team. I don't know what's being said at halftime. I don't know what adjustments are being made. Whatever we're doing, though, it's working. So we'll see if it can continue. Again, guys, we're going to jump into a break. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. More of your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side of the break. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, what's up, guys? We're back. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Quick reminder, podcast did drop this morning. Episode 586, full breakdown of the game. 586, full breakdown of the game last night. Also, great conversation today. Aaron Fitt of D1Baseball.com, Big Cock Club exclusive. Go over to patreon.com/Big Cock Club to check that out. And we'll have tons of clips on social media today from that conversation. Really good stuff, man. As we sit 22 days away, tomorrow is 3 weeks until opening day. Cannot wait, again, as we continue to count down the days to first pitch. Again, I want to continue to hear from you guys. And I was just thinking about this as we just took our first break of the day. Was thinking about this, this team, I'll say this because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time getting after Frank Martin. I mean, the day after a victory, man, there's going to be more opportunity this season to critique and criticize and talk about the direction of Gamecocks basketball and what we should do and where we should go and all that good stuff. But I'll tell you what, as frustrating as this team is at times, when it doesn't click, when it doesn't work, this team looks really, really bad. It's really, really ugly. But I tell you what, when this team does get hot, man, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's when you see this team playing with confidence and playing with the energy and the swagger and the emotion that we saw last night, it's a ton of fun, man. So you just hope that's something maybe this team can capture, maybe catch that lightning in a bottle and ride it out as long as possible. Again, I know we all agree you can't make a living doing what South Carolina has done, getting off these slow starts and being down at half and having to fight back. Certainly you think that even this weekend, right, you go on the road. That's not going to fly in a road game in conference play. But again, when it works out for this team, it's so much fun to watch. I mean, let's jump back to the phone lines here real quick. Let's see who this is. Sunzu OG, what's up, man? You're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, man. I just turned you on, buddy.
Appreciate it, man. What's up?
Yeah, man. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good. What's going on?
All right. You reminded me of my dad, man, talking about Frank Martin going down the road. It seems like I couldn't tell whether you were about to be pot. You turned it. I went to dial the phone, and you kind of changed directions there. So maybe you're giving him props. But I get mad at everybody trying to run Frank Martin out of town, man. I think he's the best coach we've ever had. Ever. I mean, I'm 39 years old, but I've never seen a Final Four team, so, I mean, take it for what it's worth, man. I just feel like people are too quick to say, oh, there's somebody better out there, man. Frank Martin is the shit, isn't it? I sent my son to his basketball camp. I could go on and on. And, I think he's a great coach. I don't think he's very easily replaceable. What do you think, man?
Well, first things first, I'll say this, man. Like, if you're going to critique and criticize a guy, I think you should be able to also give credit where credit's due and give kudos. So no matter how you feel on Frank Martin, if those out there, and there's plenty that are critical and all that. I've been critical, but I'm definitely going to give people the benefit of the doubt or give them that appreciation and that recognize a job well done. So last night, the last two games, rallying this team, it's a job well done by him, the players, everybody else in the coaching staff, everybody involved. I mean, listen, it's year 10. And my question just comes back to this. Frank Martin's a good coach. He's a good basketball coach, no doubt. I don't have any disdain or ill will to Frank Martin. I would just love to go into basketball seasons with real expectations because, again, hey, if one tournament in 10 years is what the expectation should be, then I will readjust my expectations, my yearly expectations of South Carolina basketball. But,
it's so hard for me, man. It's so hard for me to divorce myself from.
Oh, I understand that. Listen, I get that. I know it's tough. It's tough for me too. I think for many fans, the Final Four was arguably, if not their greatest memory as a South Carolina sports fan. Like, that was a magical 3-week run
up there with Spurrier stuff, man.
Right, it was magical. So. I'm not beating down the door saying, God, Frank Martin is just an incompetent coach and we got to find another guy to schematically this, that, whatever, do this, do that. But earlier in the season, and again, they've rallied the troops. They've won the last two. They got a chance to get back to 500, which would be incredible. But just a week or so ago, I mean, dude, apathy has set in the program. Nobody gives a damn. We're not really good enough to care anymore. And I kind of feel for Frank because you're right, and others are right, that this has been the best decade, you could argue, the best decade of South Carolina basketball ever. What he's done in regards to raising the bar and sort of digging the program out of where it was after Darren Horn left, it's been incredible. He's done a great job. And Frank will talk about 10-year record, an SEC record, the Final Four, this, that. But, dude, all college basketball fans give a damn about is making the tournament. And I would ask you, I would ask anyone else, so I can have a better understanding. I just want to know what the expectations are for the basketball program. That's it. Because with Frank, again, it's not like we've lost every game. We win some we're not supposed to. Like, we have some great victories. We have some crazy losses that we feel like we shouldn't lose. And we just sort of find ourselves at the end, 500 team, kind of just I don't know. We're not really good. We're not really bad. We're just a mixed bag of okay. And I just, I'm not saying make a change for the sake of making a change, but has the relationship run its course? Has it? I mean, it's just – It's not like it's like it's not your fault. It's not our fault. It's been 10 years.
I'm in a dark corner as far as being a Frank Martin guy. And it sucks because I just really like him. I genuinely like the guy. Like, I've met him. I like the guy. I never thought Carolina would ever go to a Final Four. I guess I just can't get over that. Maybe that's a lot of Gamecock fans. Maybe you just pin the tail on the horse or whatever the saying is, but. That's probably it. It's just the fact that 1 year we had PJ Dozier. I mean, that was magical. I took my son to one of those games, and the run, I've just never had that much fun. That 1 year encapsulates what I've dreamed of my whole life that could be Carolina basketball, So it's just hard, man.
Yeah,
at least we got it done once.
Yeah.
At least we got it done one time.
Yeah, and I want to say this too. Like, obviously, I can't speak for everyone. Like, I don't feel like Frank Martin's like a disliked guy. Like, I mean, listen, I've gone on record and said it's time to move on from Frank Martin, but I was very clear to make sure I said, I say it with no vitriol. I say it with no ill will. I don't dislike Frank Martin. I would prefer, for us, us getting back on track and elevating the program and getting back to the tournament. I'd prefer the coach to be Frank Martin. Like, I don't have a preference when it comes to who the coach is, but I just.
I wonder what the problem is, though.
You could look at it, again, my question before the season was this. It's again, Frank Martin's not a bad basketball coach. He obviously knows the game of basketball. Does his style and system and the way he coaches, not only can he get players to play for him because we've struggled in recruiting, and I understand the challenges that come around recruiting the South Carolina basketball, but can he recruit good enough players, and can players not only want to play for him but flourish under his style and system and all that? So, I mean, again, people will say, well, who wants to come here? Who's beating down the door to come coach the Gamecocks? I mean, people said the same thing about letting it go of Will Muschamp, man. You cannot let something like that stop you. So listen, I just want to be passionate about basketball. I just want to be
anything for first time.
Yeah, I just want to have a reason to be passionate about basketball, and I am passionate about it. But I want to really feel like we're headed on a positive trajectory and the program's improving. And because right now it just sort of feels like, again, football, the expectations are, we're trying to get back to what Spurrier had us. I think the expectations are to win. Like, hey, if Shane Beaver doesn't go 9-3 this year, he's not a good coach. Like, that's how some people are thinking right now, which is sort of crazy, but it is. Baseball, the expectations are very clear cut. I mean, Kingston's had a solid first 4 years, and people are talking about, is he on the hot seat? Does he have to go to Omaha this year to keep his job? What are the expectations for basketball? That's all I really want to know. What are the year-in, year-out expectations? Is it just to have fun? Because if it is, I'll just stop talking about the tournament. I'll stop even thinking about it.
No, man. What it is, it's to have the best for me. My dad's like you. He wants Frank Martin gone, and he got, he's a USC grad. He got me into all this stuff. And his point was, I just wanted to share one last thing with you, and it's really more to your point, but he thinks the problem is that players today are too much prima donnas to try to play for somebody like Frank Martin.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's his theory. And I don't know. He's probably right. I don't know. You know, but I just want the best coach I guess we can possibly have. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'll bow out. And I love the show, man. Keep rocking it, dude.
Yeah. And I will say this to your point. I don't come down on Frank Martin maybe as hard as some others, because I think there are other issues with Gamecocks basketball that go beyond the head coach. I question our commitment to it in regards to resources and marketing, even like the way we promoted winning, going to the Final Four and hanging that banner. Everybody tells a story about we hung that banner on like a random Tuesday in a non-conference game. Like we as a program didn't really parlay that success. So, I think it goes beyond Frank. So, I mean, there's no easy answer. I'm not saying I've got the answers, but I'm not even saying that changing the coach is going to all of a sudden fix the program. That's not what I'm saying. But we got to a point a few weeks ago, and I don't know if I don't know what it is. The diehards are always going to show up. But
basketball, and I would love to play for Frank, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not an elite. Like he brings more out of. See, I think elite athletes might have a problem playing for him. You know what I'm saying? But like,
and here's
like
the thing
me
too. You can say that.
Yeah,
you can say that all the kids are prima donnas and they're snowflakes and they're soft and back them out. But here's the thing: if you can't coach, if you can't recruit and coach today's athlete, then you can't coach today's game. I mean, that's just bottom line. But you can't keep saying, "Well, it's the kid's fault." It's like, well, dude, I mean, you got to find a way to get through to them. That's it. That's what you're literally paid for. So. Yeah, I mean, listen, we all want to see Frank turn it around. We all want to see Frank win. I don't really know any or many Gamecock at all that, is like, well, I just dislike Frank because he's this, that, he's a bad person.
Right,
he's been nothing but a stand-up dude and been a great representative of South Carolina. And again, he's brought the program to a certain point. I just question again the future, and are we on track to, not saying even get to the Final Four, just make a tournament again. Be on the bubble. God, I just love to be on the bubble again. So
I know, me too. Hey, understood, brother. Much love, my man. Thank you so much for taking my call. Okay?
Dude, I appreciate your call and appreciate your insight, my friend. Thank you so much. Really, really good stuff. And again, that's how you call in, and that's how you call in and have banter, productive conversation. Again, as I've said before about the Frank Martin thing, I don't come from a place of vitriol and hatred and all that. I don't. We all just want to see this thing move in a positive trajectory. So a lot of basketball to be played. It can, certainly. There's a lot of opportunity, a lot of basketball to be played. I think we all would love we'd love to see Frank Martin be that guy to get us back there. And again, nobody's saying make the tournament every year, but getting closer to that at least, starting to kind of creep on the bubble, get into the NIT. How about that? How about get to the NIT? I will even go as far to say, you know what, we make the NIT this year. I wouldn't mind bringing Barton back. I wouldn't. But I just wonder what's going to be the breaking point. At what point do you, because again, it's been 10 years. What would be the breaking point? I don't know. And I just want to know what the expectations are for basketball year in, year out. Because everybody holds Mark Kingston. They hold him to the fire. Whoever's coaching our football team, they're in that pressure cooker. Pressure's a privilege. What are the expectations? I don't know. Hey, I'm just happy we won last night. We won 2 in a row. So we're on a winning streak. Brian Lattimore says, my personal opinion, if March Madness rolls around and we're nowhere to be found, makes me really not care about basketball. Yeah, I mean, it's, the point of basketball season is March Madness. Per sources, my name is Dalton, says that's every college basketball fan. The regular season's fun to watch, but ultimately, at least making it to the tournament should be the goal. Connor Lee says, can we talk about the culture of athletics as a whole? I feel like it's awesome. Yeah. I mean, dude, I think, it's funny. People want to absolutely just come at Ray Tanner and fire Ray Tanner. He's the worst AD of all time. And I understand the stuff with Will Muschamp, unforgivable. The way they handle that contract situation, unforgivable. Not saying it's not. But overall, I mean, the athletics department, I think, is in pretty good shape. I think it could be a lot worse. I mean, I feel like we're a very well-rounded athletics department in the sense of we're good in a lot of different sports. We're not a one-trick pony. We're not just good at, at football or what have you. Like we're pretty well-rounded when it comes to athletics. I don't know. You guys tell me. I mean, again, I know how fans are, and I know how people are. They would sacrifice all the other sports successes for football. I think that's the big one. When your football program is good, people will say your entire athletics department is good. So, I think Ray Tanner, I'm not saying he's done a fantastic job. I don't think he's a fantastic AD, but, the culture of athletics right now, I think, that's why you guys don't hear me, number one, because I'm a Ray guy. I'm a baseball guy. Number two, that's why you don't hear me, though, banging down the door for Ray Tanner to get out of town or saying he's terrible or starting the fire Ray Tanner train. Yeah, Connor Lee, though, but again, it's what's funny. It says hard not to feel like the future of athletics is unbelievably bright. It's wild, Connor, how just going to a bowl game and winning a bowl game in football changes the entire perspective on the athletics department. Truly. Because if football wasn't good, you probably wouldn't be saying that. Let's just call it for what it is. Because football dictates so much of the emotion. It dictates so much of the emotion. So, again, guys, want to continue to hear from you. 843-790-33. That was a fantastic call, seriously. 843-790-3377. That's what this platform is for. That's what this show is for. That's kind of what you don't get on Twitter. When people have debate back and forth, to be able to say, here's my point. Hear me out on this. Let me explain this. Let me articulate this. And you don't get that on Twitter, man. It's a bunch of nonsense, screaming at each other, whatever. Obviously, I try my best. We try our best to articulate things as much as possible, but you just can't argue with stupid people. A lot of times, you just can't. So, by the way, guys, really excited. Something in the works right now, behind the scenes, that you guys will find out about next week. You guys will find out about it next week. Really excited. That's all I can say. Got the details over yesterday via our email. I'm going to be posting on social media and all that good stuff, but you guys are going to be really pumped. It's something great for all Gamecock fans, by the way. All Gamecock fans. So, all Gamecock fans. Keith, the last two games, these guys turned up the defense and scored when they had to. They didn't quit. So do you see that as them playing for Martin? I mean, Keith, I don't think they all dislike Frank Martin or all want him gone. I think they are playing for their coach. Why wouldn't they be? He's their coach. Do you think they all dislike him? I would certainly hope so. I mean, if they weren't playing for him and didn't want to play for him, that's another problem on itself. So, listen, again, if you're going to critique, if you're going to criticize, right, as we do, if you're going to do that, that's fine. But keep the energy consistent when people do things that are well. Keep the energy consistent and be able to tip your cap. Be able to give credit where credit's due. I talked about that with Marcus Satterfield, right, over the football season. You can say fire Satterfield. You can say you want him going. You don't have to change your stance, but if nothing else, don't just go mute. Don't go missing when things go well. When people exceed expectations and put together great performances and do things that are outstanding or stellar, be able to tip your cap. Be able to give credit where credit's due. And that's what I'm doing here today, man. As I said earlier in the show, major kudos to everybody involved. Frank Martin, the entire coaching staff, the support staff, the players, obviously. For the past two games, when it could have spun out of control, both of those games would have been terrible losses. To find a way to get the W against the odds when you're down at halftime and people are, doubting you and berating you in some instances, to be able to do that and ignore that and block that out and play better basketball, kudos to all. That's seriously, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And I think, again, it shows there might need to be a change in a year. Who knows how the rest of this season is going to go, but the culture within that locker room, those players believe in one another. They believe in each other. They'll fight for each other, and they believe in their head coach. Keith says football is in year 1. Basketball is in year 10. You said it. Keith. I mean, I don't know. Again, I know fans have an attachment to Frank Martin, and we all want to see him succeed, man. I want to see South Carolina basketball win, and I'd be very happy if Frank Martin was the guy that was leading that charge, and we did it with him as our head coach. But, bottom line is we all just want to win. That's it. Bottom line is we all just want to win. So whatever that takes. I don't have all the answers, guys. I don't pretend to have all the answers. But earlier in the season, when we were down, when we were out, apathy had set in. Call it for what it is. Apathy had set in. So That's when I get to a point where I'm like, something's got to change. Let's see. Free Chick-fil-A for all as well. Steven says, we've seen the best that Frank Martin has to offer when they made the magical run back in 2017. Well, I mean, Steven, how much better can it get? What are you going to do, win a national title? I mean, I don't know how much better it could really get than what you did in 2017. I mean, do you see the Gamecocks? I mean, no matter who the coach is, do you see this being a program that's going to win a national championship? And that'd be incredible. That would be insane, beyond comprehension. But, I think that was probably the ceiling for the program. I mean, I hate to say that. Like, I don't want to make it sound like we couldn't strive for more. But realistically, I mean, again, we're a program that has struggled to just even get to the tournament. But I hate using that, dude. I hate using the history as a crutch. I hate using the history as a crutch, man, because, hey, think of it this way. If you're going to say that, what about football? We never won anything in football either. Like, we're not using that as a crutch. We're looking to go win a championship. So I just want that same hunger and that same drive and that same what's the word? Aspirations. I want that same desire for basketball. Either way, again, feels good to be good, man. That win last night, I loved being wrong. Loved being wrong. You guys are very quick to remind me when I'm wrong also. So you love it, man. You love it. You love it. I loved being wrong, truly. That was a great win and one you had to have. And for the second straight game, things looked bleak. Things did look bleak after the first half. And sure enough, you found a way to get the job done. Bottom line, you found a way to get the job done. So yeah, I had 70 to 66. Vandy. So close to the right score, but the opposite. Again, 843-790-3377. Some guys, it's 843-790-3377. Keith says, are we to look for more small ball from the Yardcocks? Do we have the speed? Yeah, Keith, I think we're going to be much more athletic. The lineup's going to be much, much more athletic. But when you say small ball, I mean, are we going to be just bunting all the time? And, I mean, I think we're going to be much more productive. I think we're going to strike out less. I think we're going to put the ball in play. I think we're going to make – yes. So I hope we use the bunt. I mean, listen, you got speed guys like Wimmer and Brant Belk and Thad Ector, who's probably going to play a lot, and other guys. Use the speed. I mean, if you can lay down a bunt, lay down a bunt, right? I'm not opposed to laying down – you got a guy on second, nobody out. You want to lay down a bunt? I got no problem with that. Use it to your advantage. So, but, here's the thing. We play at Founders Park. We play in a bit of a crackerjack box. So I think we are still going to hit some home runs. I think we're still going to hit home runs. Yeah, we've still got guys of power, the Eisters, the Wimmers, the Burgesses, the Kevin Maddens, we still got guys, the Seitlers. We still got guys of power, no doubt, man. So I just think it's going to be, you don't want to eliminate the power you had last year. It's a great thing. It is a strength to be able to change a game with one swing of the bat. It's a strength, right? You just want to cut down on the strikeouts and you want to be more productive, because, as Skyland was talking about earlier, guess what? Yeah, we're going to throw Sanders. We're going to throw Bosnick. They're going to throw their guys too. So those Fridays and Saturdays, you're going to have to, when you get guys on base and when you got an opportunity to strike, you got to capitalize. You got to be more productive. I mean, again, the numbers speak to it. You hit 246 last year as a team. You hit like 220 in SEC play. Those numbers have got to improve drastically. What would be a successful year? If you can get up to 270 as a team and hit 250 in SEC play, I think you made a massive jump. That doesn't even sound that good, right? That don't even sound that good, but that would be a jump, I think, for this team. Absolutely. And if you do that, I think you'll have a pretty damn good year. I think you're without a doubt a postseason team, and yeah, I think you'll have a very solid year. So we'll see. We'll see. Again, 843-790-3377. So, guys, we are going to jump into a quick break, but I want to continue to hear from you. More of your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Croak. All right, guys, we're back. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Want to continue to hear from you, your questions, your comments, and your calls. We're down here in, I can say, sunny Florida now. Sun has come out. We got some good weather here on this Thursday, January the 27th, 2022. Starting to feel a little bit like baseball weather. I know it's cold in Cola right now, though. It's going to be freezing when I get back. Already looked at the weather. I think the high Saturday is like 41, so cannot wait. Cannot wait for that. Let's see. Jack Harrington says, biggest series this year. I guess you're talking about baseball, obviously. Biggest series, and I'll say outside of Carolina Clemson, because that's a big one. That's a great question because, it's really tough to pinpoint in baseball, like, or put more emphasis on one series than the other because they're all important. They're all big. I mean, you can, just because you lose 2 out of 3 to one series, doesn't mean you can't go win 2 out of 3 next. It doesn't work that way, right? It doesn't work that way. But I think Texas at home is a big one. I just think that'll be the weekend after the Carolina Clemson series, and that'll be a real gauge of where you are. Welcoming the number 1 team in the country to Founders Park should be an electric atmosphere with the Rowdy Roosters. Where do you stack up? You know what I mean? Nobody thinks you're the number 1 team in the country. Obviously, you went to Austin last year and got swept. Can you get revenge? And again, that'll sort of set the tone, I think, for your ball club going into SEC play. I mean, again, no matter what happens, as we saw last year, right, it didn't totally dictate your season and what you did. You got swept in that one. You still made the postseason. You still hosted a regional. But I think that's one that can really, put college baseball on notice that, hey, South Carolina, we are a team to reckon with, a team to watch out for. So I'd probably say that series against Texas, man, that'll be a really, really big one. I think so. Again, chance to get revenge, make a splash in regards to the national landscape of college baseball. Anytime you've got the number 1 team in the country coming to your house, that's a really, really big deal. But, I mean, dude, it's crazy. You talk biggest series of the year, bro, we're going to play basically the entire top 5. I mean, you got Vandy coming to your place. You got Ole Miss coming to your place. You got to go to Tennessee. You go to Florida. So, I mean, dude, there's so many big series. So it's really hard to pick just one. But that Texas series is certainly one that stands out. My guy, John, we got the QB1 merch on right now. I absolutely love this freaking shirt, dude. Love the way this turned out. TSUS.store. And again, right now, the merch is on discount using the promo code SHOOTERSHOOT, celebrating the Gamecocks dub over Vandy last night. So again, guys, hope you're all doing well here on this Thursday. Hope you're doing well on this Thursday. Going to have some great views for you guys later in the day also. We're going to the beach. We're hitting the beach up down here in Florida, down here in Clearwater. So looking forward to having a really, really fun day. I'll give you guys a little insight, by the way. Had a lot of fun last night, as one is known to do. And but you know what? I did not let that stop me. Came home last night, recorded the podcast, got it in at like midnight, 12:30. Did not care. Was like, you know what? A job's got to be done. A job's got to be done, and a job was done. So, again, check out the podcast. Dropped this morning, episode 586. Episode 586. Full breakdown of last night's game, guys. Tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow's podcast, I've switched things up a little bit. So, I said on the show today that normally on Thursdays, I told you guys we were doing the position unit previews. Obviously, just getting back so late last night. Didn't really have the time to break everything down the way I wanted to and get it on the show. I said that I'd be doing it on Monday. Instead, I think we'll actually do that as part of tomorrow's pod. So, again, just stay tuned to all the content, guys. I know you guys rock and roll with it. It's you guys are like, hey, just release it whenever. But I think the plan is I'd actually like to release that tomorrow, going to the weekend, talking about the Gamecocks' second baseman. Going to be a lot of fun. Of course, tomorrow's podcast, we'll break down the Texas A&M game, a huge game, a pivotal game, one that A&M desperately needs, being at home. Losers of 3 straight in SEC play. Like I said, they absolutely desperately need it. But, yeah, so. Like I said, I don't know if it was a full moon last night or just because I picked us to lose, but our mentions were crazy, man. Just people coming at us left and right. But you know what? You love it. You love it. It's just part of the gig, man. It's what you sign up for. But people were on one, man. I don't know what it is. Wednesdays are just becoming weird Wednesdays. I don't know. It's weird things happen on Wednesdays. again, guys, want to hear from you, your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on everything that happened last night. Looking ahead, we can talk baseball, we can talk football, whatever. How about Shane Beamer being in the chopper, and then being at the basketball game, sitting in front of the student section, things you absolutely love to see, things you love to see. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Let's see. David Barnes says, I'm predicting us to go undefeated in baseball this year. Hashtag back to Omaha. Ross Sullivan says, got to cut down the K's from the last couple of years. Indeed. Yeah, that's the big thing, man. You had twice as many strikeouts as you had walks a year ago. And that just can't happen. That can't happen. And the biggest thing is this that I saw last year that I think will improve to this year. It's not even that you were just striking out. It's that the at-bats a lot of the times were uncompetitive. And, you get on Friday nights and you let these aces get in a groove and you're not putting together competitive bats. You're not putting any pressure on them whatsoever. You're making life easy on them. I mean, you're just going to make it even tougher, man, to get a dub. I mean, what I hated and what I want to see most change from last year to this year, here's what I didn't like. Here's what irked me the most. We would get down 3-0, 4-0 in the 7th or 8th inning, and it felt like an insurmountable disadvantage. Like there was just no way we're coming back. We're not even using our best arms at that point to hold the other team at bay and give our offense a chance to win the game for us because we knew deep down that we couldn't score. And that's just not a good place to be, man. You should have the ability to scratch and claw 3, 4, 5 runs if you need it late in the game. You just should. You just should. At least have that potential. I'm not saying you're going to do it every time because these relievers in the SEC, these pitchers, they're incredibly good. They're dynamic. They're hard to hit. That's the reason they're playing in the best conference in college baseball. But, I just hated that feeling of, they'd go up 3, 4, 5-0. It's like, oh, game's over. We'll see you tomorrow. It's like, dude, that's got to change, man. That has got to change. And that will change with a better lineup, a more productive lineup, a more dangerous lineup, and a tougher to pitch to lineup, which I think we will have this year. So, Jack Harrington says, what are some bullpen names that can develop going into this season? I think Noah Hall, the first one, really excited. Sam Hicks, Michael Esposito, I think is going to be filthy on the left side. Again, we talked to Aaron Fitt about him. Michael Esposito is a guy I think is to keep a watch for. You got your wily veterans still, Jack. You've got, Wesley Sweat and Parker Coyne and John Gilreath. How involved will they be? Cade Austin's a guy that I think is somebody that I expect to emerge. But, Brett Thomas, C.J. Wines, those guys. You got plenty of guys in that bullpen that throw 94, 95 that have good stuff. It's just who steps up and claims those roles? Who steps up and really claims those roles and establishes themselves as the dudes? That's it. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Frank Martin out at home team tonight for Carolina Calls. It's also game day, by the way, for the women's basketball team. Game day for the women's team. Game day for the women's team as South Carolina takes on Ole Miss in a game that was supposed to be against UConn. So, makes sense though why they're doing it. Obviously, I mean you got to get the SEC game in, and you did not want Tennessee having some unfair advantage because they played more games than us, whatever. So it makes sense. And we've already beaten UConn this year. John Kruger, South Carolina's coming to Winthrop later in the season, literally 25 minutes from my house. Yeah, John, I've actually played on Winthrop's field when I played ball, and I'd love to come up to that one. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'd love to go on the road and see that game. But, yeah, so those in-state non-conference matchups are always a really, really good time. So, I know we went up there last year and really had a field day with it. I don't think that game was even on TV, was it? I don't think it was. I think that was one you had to listen to on the radio. So, interesting. Again, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. Appreciate the continued love and support, man. I know things have slowed down a little bit with basketball, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, latest winning streak, that certainly helps. Yeah, feels good to be good, man. Like I said, feels good to win. And truly do appreciate you guys, all your love and support. Robbie Davis with a prediction for tonight's game. He says South Carolina 75, Ole Miss 60. 75-60. South kind of beating Ole Miss. Love to see that, Robbie. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think the Gamecocks will also get the dub, no doubt. Yeah. Ole Miss is the 24th ranked team in the country, so a top 25 matchup, if nothing else. Austin Greer says Scottie Pippen Jr. low-key almost beat us single-handedly last night. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. So he's pretty damn good. Connor Lee says Rock Hill equals Football City, USA. For sure. 22 days, guys. 22 days away till opening day. Really, really good stuff, man. Cannot wait for it. Cannot wait. Again, phone lines are open if you guys do want to call in. 843-790-3377. 843-790-3377. Thursday, January the 27th, 2022. How about A.J. Wilson last night, by the way? I thought he really came on in that second half, was a big part of that comeback. It's just, to me, guys, it's crazy that we were able to look as bad as we did, be down at half yet again, and still find a way to get the job done. I mean, just absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Again, you got to give kudos to all those involved, man, from Martin to the staff to the players. I mean, having that determination, having that resiliency to, when if you'd have lost either of the last two, everyone was ready to just mail it in, burn it down. You lost a terrible game you shouldn't have lost. And this team blocked out the outside noise, believed in one another, believed in Frank Martin, and the play on the court reflected that. So you got to tip your cap to those guys. I mean, again, I don't know how the rest of the season is going to play out. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but Jack Harrington says the game that stings the most right now is the Princeton game. That Coastal game stings pretty bad too, my guy. That was tough. I mean, the Princeton one, definitely wasn't fun. The Princeton one definitely was tough. Was tough to stomach, but in that Coastal game, I don't know what happened. I mean, I understand the perfect storm and everything, but goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, man. So let's see. I think we might have another text. Let's see. Jack says, I was there with the Princeton game. We could have easily won. I was at the Coastal game. It was a loss from the start. Indeed. I hear you, my guy. No, that one was that was tough. Let's see. Again, great day to have a day, guys. It is a beautiful sunny day in Florida right now, man. Cannot wait to get outside and enjoy that weather and get after it, man. You guys will certainly see on social media, but we are going to have us a damn good time today. That's for sure. We're going to have us a damn good time. The vibes are immaculate. I can appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, the love and support. Getting out and about this week and finding inspiration, man, in other parts of the world, other parts of the country. So looking forward to getting back to Columbia, but really enjoying the time right now, man. Enjoying the time in the present moment for sure. So let's see. Jack Harrington is trying to get a Beamer Rattler hoodie. Free merch. Jack, as much as I would love to give away free merch just on the reg, unfortunately, can't build a business giving away merch for free. However, you can get it 20% off right now. So there is that. We also do giveaways and stuff like that. And so stay tuned for that. We do giveaways as well. So, but yeah, the Beamer Rattler merch, man, looks incredible. Looks absolutely incredible, man. I'm really happy with how it turned out for sure. So, let's see. Yeah, you love to see. It's crazy, man. Again, the way that Beamer has flipped the momentum. I mean, Shane Beamer could sneeze on Twitter and folks would lose it, right? I mean, it's the positivity and the momentum and the excitement around South Carolina football, South Carolina sports as a whole, but it really stems from football, right? I mean, when football wins, everything is better. Everyone's in a better mood. Everyone's more optimistic. Everyone's more positive. Everything, right? Everything. So, Connor Lee says, will there be discounts on merch after we win in baseball? Probably when we win a series. I'm not going to do like every game. That's a lot of discounts. At that point, it's just like it'd almost be too many discounts. I don't know though. Maybe after we win a midweek, maybe we'll do something like that, and then when we win series. So, I mean, you never know. We'll see. I'm sure there will be though. I'm sure there will be. Yeah, no doubt. John Kruger, I think you should come to the spring game, my guy. Going to be a good time. And if the spring game's at night, depending on when South Carolina plays Ole Miss that day in baseball, we might be having the TSUS tailgate yet again, my friend. So, I tell you, when they announce that, if I'm not 100% sure the spring game is going to be at night, but if it is, when they announce that, my goodness, fans are going to go crazy. I'm going to go crazy. Heck. That's going to be a hell of a time. Yeah, Jack, you're going to enjoy your time at USC, man. It's absolutely electric right now. So it is absolutely electric. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Like I said, we got a lot coming your way very, very soon in regards to content. We've also got new merch that's going to drop early next week. Big announcement early next week, actually on Monday, that you guys will see on social media, an initiative that we're helping push. I'll leave it at that. Excited to get that out there. Going to be an awesome time. A lot of exciting stuff happening. Again, guys, we're counting down to opening day. So baseball tailgates are around the corner. Rowdy Rooster tailgates, if you will. Going to be a lot of fun, man. Going to be a ton of fun. Again, guys, also from the Big Cock Club Discord, over the TDC Questions channel. The TDC Questions channel, be sure that your questions are answered. Jack Arrington, favorite MLB team, the Braves. Definitely the Braves. I wear a lot of hats. I'm a big hat guy. Obviously, I'm a ball player, whatever. But, yeah, I'm definitely a Braves guy, no doubt. Definitely a Braves guy. I rock with the Braves heavy. So, yeah, definitely a Braves guy. Definitely a Braves guy. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Connor Lee says, have you got any trash from the Florida fans down there? No. There's not a ton of them. It's not like there's just like gators all over the place. Nah, not at all, man. I'm just doing our thing. If I did, I will say the day that we did the stadium tour of Raymond James, one of the guys working there was wearing a Florida jacket. I was tempted to say something, but I didn't. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let him live, whatever. Just let him live. We got him. We got him on the field. We got him where it counts. Just let him live. So, Jack is a Marlins fan. How about that? Dude, I'll tell you, the Marlins still, though, did such a disservice when they changed the logo. That old school Marlins logo is such heat. Like, I really want to get like a vintage shirt with that logo, or even the vintage hat, man. That logo just one of the best. I think one of the best baseball logos that has literally existed. So, Ranger Ryan says, big respect to your coverage of baseball. Made it so much easier and fun to keep up with the last season, given baseball doesn't get traditional coverage of football and basketball. And I appreciate that, Ranger Ryan. Sincerely. Thank you. And I'll say this, there's a lot of other great Gamecock entities, Gamecock outlets that cover the Yardcocks. They cover baseball. And I mean it from no egotistical standpoint. I mean no disrespect. But there's nobody that covers baseball the way we do. There's absolutely nobody out there that's going to cover the Gamecocks, cover the Yardcocks in depth the way we do, with the passion that we provide. You know, and again, that's one of the greatest advantages I'll say too, man, just kind of going off on a tangent here. That's one of the greatest advantages that we have in regards to creating content is like, you know, a lot of entities, you know, media, if you will, they have to be media. They have to be unbiased, quote unquote. They have to, you know, sort of play the middle. Like, we don't have to do that. The fact that we get to create content and be passionate about it, that's what I love the most, man. Because again, I'm a fan. At the end of the day, I'm a fan. Now, I may be a little bit more critical than the average fan and see things a little bit more black and white and not have the garnet glasses on, but I'm a fan, end of the day. That's why I even started doing this. So, you know, I know a lot of you out there have reached out to me, and I've had a lot of people say, Chris, love the passion on the Gamecocks. I really like to think that comes out when I talk baseball, because again, I played it, I grew up on it, I love the game, I still do, and it's people have asked me, what's your favorite to cover, football or baseball or basketball, what have you? Football is obviously king. I mean, game days on Saturdays in the fall in South Carolina, there's nothing like it, but it hits different with the Yardcocks. It hits different. So, it hits different. So. No, Jack, I'm talking about like the logo in the 90s, my guy, like Gary Sheffield, Dontrell Willis, that logo. Evan Slaying, can you bring back Slap Dick of the Week? Absolutely, Slap Dick of the Weekend's returning. Absolutely. Oh, I can't wait. Slap Dick of the Weekend is going to return in grand fashion. Really, Slap Dick of the Weekend didn't really go anywhere. Slap Dick's just not really like a basketball thing necessarily, so... Oh, it's back. It's so back. We got to come up with like a cool graphic or video or like something funny to award those people. Guys, we're going to take one final break here on this Thursday. Appreciate you all tuning in. Want to continue to hear from you, though. Your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in. All right, what's up, guys? We're back. Final 15 minutes or so here on this Thursday, January the 27th, 2022. Appreciate you all tuning in. Air Josiah, I would love to see that picture, my guy. I encourage you. Please tag me when you do so. Please tag me whenever you leak that picture. I would absolutely love to see it, my friend. Jack Harrington says Sanders and Bosnick are Friday and Saturday, guys. Any prediction for Sunday starter who will emerge? Thinking a freshman will step up. I like Noah Hall a lot, the Appalachian State transfer. I think he factors into that. I think James Hicks, you listen to the conversation we had with Aaron Fitt at D1Baseball.com. He talked about James Hicks, high on him, a transfer from Crowder College, 6'2", 190, right-handed pitcher. Actually went to Conway, believe it or not. Went to Conway High School. So from the state, I think he's certainly a guy that factors into it as well. Outside of that, I think it's one of those two guys. I think it is. You look at maybe I think an Esposito's in a bullpen. So I think it's one of those two guys, honestly. I think they like both those guys. I like them. Again, I haven't seen a ton of Hicks. I saw a lot of Hall. I thought he was really, really good in the fall. So I think it's either going to be Hicks or Noah Hall that'll get that Sunday nod. And from there, I think the other guy's going to be a huge piece of your bullpen. A-Raj is in here. What's going on, A-Raj? Appreciate you tuning in. Brian Lattimore says in the TDC Questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord, Coastal game, and we want to gouge my eyes out. Being there in person was straight awful. We got manhandled. Let's see. Looks like Caleb Williams to Wisconsin. Is that right? Let's see. I don't know. Is this just like a... Connor Lee, no, I don't think that's official. Somebody sent me that and said Caleb Williams of Wisconsin. I don't think anything from that is official. No, not official. Not official. So I think we will see movement over the next couple of days, by the way, on the recruiting trail for South Carolina. I know we obviously already have, but I think you're going to see even more. So Beamer and the boys staying after it. Obviously out there on the chopper. I don't know what you want to call it, but the Beamer chopper is out and about doing work. So you absolutely love to see the way they're getting after on the recruiting trail. Really, really cool. Let's see. John Kruger says, I said this last night to my parents. Frank Martin has a very dumb basketball team. Just my opinion. We're inconsistent. We're painfully inconsistent. And as I said before, John, that's fair opinion, whatever. And when we are shooting ourselves in the foot and we're full of, inexplicable self-inflicted wounds and, we're not playing well flat out, it's ugly. It's extremely ugly. But when we get hot and we're playing with confidence and we're doing stuff like we did last night, dude, it is so much fun to watch. So, again, maybe we can catch lightning in a bottle. Maybe we'll see more of that going into the weekend at Texas A&M. But all I know is this. When things are bad, they're really bad. But, man, when they are good, when we get hot, it's a blast. It's a blast. So I hope to see more of it. We obviously all do. Jack Harrington, RB1 next year. Big fan of Beal Smith, but Lloyd will have a breakout year. Also like Juju. That's tough to predict, man. I think they're going to give Marshawn Lloyd every opportunity to win that job. Dude, Jack, I don't know how you can predict it, man, because, again, you got so many unknowns with Christian Beal Smith coming from Wake Forest, Lavassier Carroll coming from Georgia. It's really hard to predict who's going to flourish, who's going to pick up, and who's going to win that role. I don't know how you can really pinpoint one guy right now, but that's a great problem to have because you're going to have a lot of fantastic competition. You're going to have a ton of competition, a ton of guys who, are high-level athletes, high-level competitors, and they're all going to push each other to be better. Iron sharpens iron, man. Having competitive depth is where you want to be. That's a great thing. So it's hard for me to really sit here and say, well, that guy for sure is going to be the starting running back. Somebody's just going to have to step up and take it, man, because, again, 5 guys can't get the football. All 5 of them can't get it. So I know people want to say, oh, well, last year we used 4 running backs, we used 5 running backs. Ideally, I don't think you really want to be in that situation. You'd like to have a solid 1-2 punch, have a 3rd guy for depth, even have a 4th guy for depth. But beyond that, like, how many reps is the 4th guy getting? I mean, is there honor in being RB5? You know what I mean? That's why I've said that I think one of those guys is probably going to transfer. And then you're talking about adding another guy as a walk-on, which is great. Hey, the more the merrier when it comes to good football players and speed especially. But I wonder how it will shake out because, again, there's just no honor in being RB5. Like, these guys want to play. These guys want to play. Connor Lee says that Georgia game's going to be insane. Might be a crazier crowd than 2012. See, Connor, people say stuff like that. I get it. I get the excitement, and I know people love to over-exaggerate. Come on, man. People aren't going to be more excited for this season than they were in 2012 when we were ranked 5th in the country. And, when people talked about – I had somebody ask yesterday, have you ever seen – is there going to be more excitement going in this season than any other? I'm like, yeah. When we were ranked top 10 in the country going into the year, yeah, I was pretty pumped like we all were. So I know it's recency bias, and that's great, and we're all going to be excited. But, I mean, dude, you got to think about that 2012 matchup. It was – and I was there. I was at game day when we played Georgia. It was number 5 versus number 6. It was an extremely hyped up matchup. I mean, it's hard to think. If we come in 2-0, they'll be 2-0. They'll be ranked probably number 2 or 3 in the country. I mean, hey, it's going to be a raucous, incredible atmosphere. So, can't wait. You got to beat Arkansas first. That's a huge game. You got to beat Arkansas the week before on the road. That game will tell us a lot. That game will tell us a lot about where we are, where we stand. Again, you could argue the Arkansas game is the most important game on the schedule just because of the implications behind it. And, if you're able to get that victory, what it will mean for you. I don't think if you lose that game, your season's over by any means, but you win that one all of a sudden, I think the door of possibilities, you open up so many possibilities for your season. Your best case scenarios start coming into play and, all of a sudden you go from, well, let's just make progress in year 2 to, hey, we can challenge for something real. We can challenge for something big time. I still tend to look at the Kentucky game and say I think that's probably the most important just because, again, man, you got to get back to beating Kentucky on a yearly basis. You just have to. I know they've got Levis back. I know they got Rodriguez. You got to go to their place, but just really, really hard for me to say that your season was a success in year 2 if you didn't beat Kentucky. It's hard to stomach, man. That's what it is. It's just really hard to stomach, bottom line. And Connor Lee says, in Beamer we trust. Indeed. Beamer Rattler 2022, man. Right here. QB1. Go get your merch. QB1. Again, guys, 843-790-3372. Less than 10 minutes to go here on this Thursday, June the 27th, 2022. Again, TSUS on the road this week. We're down here in sunny Florida. I can actually say it's sunny because it is today. So, love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Very excited for what we got on the docket today. So, hope you are all doing well. Let's see. Jack Carrington says week 2, 3:30 CBS. I could certainly see it. Yeah, I mean, I think, again, that's going to be a big game. Doesn't feel like it'll be a noon game, right? But I tell you this, on the road, you want it to be a noon game. I mean, you really do, man. Arkansas gets loud. Razorbacks fans are kind of crazy when they call the Hogs and all that. So, in a sick way, you'd like it to be at noon. Again, you don't want their opposing crowd to have, more juice. Obviously, when it's a night game, it's much tougher to play on the road. James Kendall, better late than never. What did I miss? James, just kind of your typical Daily Crow. Nothing outrageous. Obviously, talking Carolina basketball, the win last night over Vandy, you've won 2 straight. Opportunity to get back to 500 SEC play this weekend in College Station. So, we talked some baseball as well, James Beamer recruiting, just the typical. So, no earth-shattering news, no breaking news, if you will. So, Brian Lattimore says, 0 chance it's a noon game. I'd be highly surprised if it wasn't a night game with the hype surrounding both programs. See, I tend to agree with you. I tend to agree because, again, both, we'll be 1-0. They, Arkansas has actually got a tough game to open the season. Arkansas has actually got a tough game to open the year. So, I believe they are taking on Cincinnati. Let's see. Arkansas. Let's just go SEC football schedule. How about Vandy taking on Hawaii at their place in week 1? Arkansas has got, in week 1, Cincinnati. Yeah, to open the year. That'll be a huge game. Huge game. So, David Barnes says, if we bring back the black helmet, I want to see it with a garnet face mask. I don't know that we will. I don't know, man. I don't think, just from what I can tell, I'm just guessing. I don't know that Beamer's really a fan of the black helmet. I'll be honest. I love the white helmet. I know that may be an unpopular opinion to some. I love the white helmet. I love the sleekness of it. Every time we wear a colored helmet, I'm just reminded of how awesome the white helmet is, the traditional white helmet. Goes with everything. It's such a clean look. I mean, I love wearing garnet white at home. I think it looks so crispy. Big game garnet, obviously, I think here to stay for sure. So, black helmet with garnet face mask. My guy, Cocky Lids, has probably done that. He probably has done that. So if you want to go see it, I'm sure it's on his Instagram. But count me out, man. I'm not a huge fan of that combo you just mentioned. I'm not a huge fan of that. So sorry to break it to you. Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan. Let's see. Just a couple minutes to go, guys. Quick reminders. There is a sale going on right now because when the Gamecocks win, you win 20% off the entire store using the promo code SHOOTERSHOOT. That's over at tsus.store. You can get pieces like this and many more. Also, great podcast, Right Today, episode 586, breaking down the game last night, and a great conversation as well, a Big Cock Club exclusive with Aaron Fitt of D1Baseball.com. Of course, we look back actually on the 2021 season, but of course, look ahead to this year, talk about his expectations, what he thinks of the Gamecocks on the mound, at the plate, all that good stuff. Again, you can listen to that, the full conversation, patreon.com/Big Cock Club, or go to the link in bio in our social media channels. Click that link, and you'll see the link to sign up for the Big Cock Club to hear the full combo. Again, we'll be dropping clips on social media from that conversation. Again, we'll be returning next week. 10 Roof Show will be rocking live. We got a lot of stuff, guys, coming next week in regards to things we're rolling out, things we're announcing, all that. So really excited for that. Other than that, we're down in Florida enjoying ourselves. Jack Harrington says all garnets with white helmet is the best. Yeah, the big game garnet's just so clean. And here's the thing, too. When you win in certain uniforms, it makes those uniforms that much better. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I'll be that guy. The women's basketball game on Monday. Was it that those uniforms are great, or it's because we're so good, we'd look good in anything, right? Like when you're winning, the uniforms look better. They just do. They look better. Everything's better when you're winning. And then when you lose, it's like, oh, no, we got to change it up. It looks terrible, whatever. So, the big game garnet has a special place in our hearts because of the Spurrier days, and that was our uni during that time. So you got to keep those forever. But, yeah, I'm a big fan too, man. I love the big game garnet. I wouldn't mind seeing us rock like all black every now and then, but I don't know that Beamer is a big fan of, like I said, the black helmets or combos of black jerseys. I don't know. I would like to see us to some degree rock black jerseys or just some variation of black. I don't know. We'll have to see. I thought we'd do it in the bowl game, but we didn't. Other than that, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. David Barnes says those basketball jerseys were trash, but with a 50-point win, I'll allow it. See, that's what I'm saying. pinstripes on a basketball jersey. Not necessarily a fan, but you know what? Who cares? Feels good to be good. When you're good, nobody gives a damn. Wear whatever you want. Either way, guys, we've hit 2 o'clock. Appreciate you all tuning in. Like I said, go check out the podcast if you have not done so that dropped this morning. Stay tuned to social media. Of course, we'll be all over it. Of course, podcast and Daily Crow rolling tomorrow as well. Guys, I'm going to get outside and enjoy this weather. Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.